I want to introduce Athena Delgado. Athena is an Arizona resident and a big supporter of the burn. So welcome, Athena.
Thank you so much for having me. This is exciting.
I know that you guys, and I have a lot of respect for the work that you and Michael and the whole group do, whether you're setting up or running the day-to-day for, 15, 18-hour days, right?
Yep, just about.
Yeah, so I have a lot of respect personally for what you do. And the burn and other teams could not exist without the work that you guys do. So we really appreciate it. So thank you for that. Yes, it's work, but I believe it's a labor of love.
It really is a labor of love, and what's so great about it is being able to expand it between all of the players, but also being able to bring all of you guys in. I mean, you've been phenomenal, shedding a totally different light to the sport as a whole, being a part and really trusting into the process of what pro teams is. And I mean, man, it's going to be bananas tomorrow. I cannot wait. We're going to have a blast. I am like ready to go. I've got my team shirt on. I'm going to be there with pom-poms, like we're ready to kick it.
Speaking of teams,
yes,
we have a minor league teams all over the place. And I know you're very instrumental in putting that together, and especially in the state of Arizona. I think it's the Afterburn, is that correct?
Yep.
Tell us a little about that, please, Athena.
Yeah, so the Afterburn is kind of a culmination of what we had in previous seasons. So this is actually year 3 of the minor league teams program all together across the board. Now, the past 2 seasons, it was a requirement that we were sort of that direct funnel into the pro teams. So for every 1 pro team, there were 4 minor league teams. So we
in the same state?
Not in the same state.
Oh, they were just scattered around, but a 4-to-1 ratio regardless.
4-to-1 ratio. There's about anywhere between 3 to 5 states that would cover one particular pro team, depending on.
So regional, maybe. Even.
Yes, yeah. Okay. It was very much regionally based, which made it really exciting, and it kind of helped build that flow. The only thing that was not necessarily a blocker to it, but was that it couldn't really expand beyond that. So there was a timing, there was a certain type of director, there were all these, nuances, as being a pro team owner, that goes into what you can and can't do. And we were the Tucson Burn for 2 seasons, loved it. We had the Phoenix Burn, we had the Albuquerque Burn, all the different types. And so it made it so fun and so exciting, but it was semi-limited to what we could do at a state level because it was just such a small group. So this season it was rebranded a little bit, still stayed the same, but made it state-based, unlimited teams. Anyone can make a team, any group can make a team. The only thing is that you just have to have your platinum membership, which has always been a requirement from day 1. The very first time we ever started minor league, that was it.
What about stats or qualifications or anything like that? How does that play into it?
So now, because it's a little bit different and it's state-based, everything is the state's decision. So we do have either the state director or someone who manages and oversees that state's minor league.
Who's the state director in Arizona? Is it you?
It is me.
Okay. I know California is Joseph Fields, I believe. Yes.
Yep, so every state has their state director. Now, state directors had first opportunity to opt in, and after a certain amount of weeks, then it went to all other directors. Then 2 weeks after that, it was open to public. So anyone, any entity, whoever wants a minor league team, jump on board. We do have an upper group, which is our open division, and a brand new to this season is the recreational development division. So that way every player at every skill level can play, but within their state. Now that builds state pride, day in and day out, all the time. And I'm a teams girly. I love teams. I am all about teams. I live and breathe all things teams. It's my favorite thing. And just the excitement that it brings when it's your local community, your local friends. And at the end of the day, whoever takes it down in Arizona, the entire state is going to go crazy for whoever the team is and just, support them.
Now, what's the long-term goal with minor league? Now, we as owners asked this question over the last few months.
Yep.
And I wouldn't say we got shut down. It was just like, let's get this first season of teams, moving forward, and then we'll see what the minor leagues look like. Because in our world, in the real world out there, those of us that are aware of, Major League Baseball, even the NFL, they all have these what we call feeder leagues.
Yes.
So I originally, when I heard minor, I'm like, oh, we can go out there and get some feeder teams, feeder leagues, so that we can cultivate talent, and move up. Now this right here is also cultivating talent, whether it's the
100%.
schools or various different levels that are trying to move up to other levels. But in the end, we thought, well, we could own Arizona Burn, we could own the Afterburn, or whatever they're called. We could, and then we would have a group here and maybe the two different levels. But I agree, it's too much for me, for sure. I want to focus on the Arizona Burn itself, and you guys building that team up and getting a foothold in the new way you're doing it is really important. So if in the future, a year or two down the road, whichever the parties that make these decisions agree with, then we can move forward with however that is going to transition. But I love what you're doing, and I'm a huge proponent of all players, not just the pros, but all players. Because I'm one of those players, and we can actually transition to that because you are too. I've seen you and your husband play, and you actually both are pretty good.
Every now, that had to have been a fluke. I hadn't played in a long time. That was my
regional.
It was, and that was my Valentine's Day gift to my husband. And it had been a while. I mean, we would play on and off. We used to do a mixed doubles night once a month at our local club, and then travel season kind of took over that a little bit, and it was just exciting. It was super strange to be back on the other side, and I'm there. Like, I was sore the next day. I was like, oh my gosh, how do you guys? And it wasn't even that long. I mean, you saw, and we're just walking around back and forth. I'm like, man, you've got lots of stamina. I got to sit down at a computer most of the time, but it's just fun, and being able to be there, and especially in Arizona. I mean, Arizona, day in and day out, is home for me at the end of the day, and the community, as you saw, is the best on the planet. It really is.
Big, giant cornhole community.
Yes.
The whole state.
The whole thing.
The whole state.
No matter what end you are at, you are going to find support, and everyone supports each other, which I think is the most important thing. And people joke and they're like, there's no way. I'm like, families bicker. It's going to happen. You see, little things here and there, but boy, oh boy, do they come together when you need it.
Absolutely.
And
I've been welcomed, so I understand exactly what you're saying. Yeah, no, it's great. And your husband, he's a pretty good player from what I remember. And he's actually, I saw his profile show up on my social media feed. So I'm like, oh, it's Gavino. Oh my gosh. So tell me about maybe him a little bit. You've been married 18 years. Maybe a little bit about your family life with Gavino playing and what you guys do outside of cornhole.
Oh my gosh, outside of cornhole? That's crazy. Is there a world?
But your husband has to take you to the Grand Canyon on occasion. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, no, we're huge. I mean, we love cornhole, but also, we have our son. He's 14, going on 15. We're a homeschool family, which not many people know about that. So every now and again, everyone here sees our kiddo. Incredible grades.
Wait, does your son throw?
He does now. Okay, get this. All of a sudden, this past Worlds, in my mind, he's going to be a director. He's like, he runs my tournaments sometimes. I'm like,
great.
Mini director. I love this kid. This is amazing. I can, hand the baton over one day to him, and he'll oversee the state. And then all of a sudden, this past year at Worlds, could not tell you when or where, goes over there, starts throwing. He threw for over 4 hours. And now he plays. He's on, we haven't announced it yet publicly, but we actually have a B team for the Afterburn, and he is on the B team for the afternoon. Gavino as well.
Oh, okay.
Junior, easy
there we
peasy.
Go. So we got him coming out of everywhere.
Yes, and it's so incredible. I mean, he is the sweetest little human. He's definitely the best of both of us. When they tell people, find a marriage that just can branch off, like leave a legacy. And I think one of the greatest things that we did was 21 years ago, we decided to start dating, 18 years of marriage, and then we have our kiddo, and he is truly the best of both of us. I mean, honestly, and I joke because I'm like, hands down, he is a much better person than I think, either of us were at that age, and he's so into just giving and service. He plays piano at church, he's in jiu-jitsu. He does the Interact Club, which is all about servicing the community. How can we, provide community service with the Rotary
So he's outgoing like his mother, it sounds like.
Super outgoing, yes. Very outgoing, but he enjoys it so much where it's just second nature, which is crazy. I had to learn that, as a kiddo. You're, 14, 15 years old. I'm like, okay, schoolwork, hang out with my buddies and that's it. And I knew I would have to do service, but it's just, he wants it. Like, that is his goal in life, is to just be with people and what can he do for the betterment of the community.
That's great.
Just an incredible human. I'm so proud of him.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
That's awesome. That leads me to this, maybe one last important question.
Ooh.
Your journey from wherever you were before cornhole to cornhole, because you told me a little bit about it when we were at Dink and Dine back a few weeks ago. But we don't have enough time to really get into, the details, and probably not here either, but maybe a little more color to, all of a sudden you're part of the ACL, and I think you're the crown jewel of the ACL.
Oh,
now,
my goodness.
I'm obviously a little biased because you're in Arizona, you're a supporter of the burn, you're easily accessible, communicative. I'm a director, I'm a regional director in California, and when we finish talking about your journey, I want you to transition to the new app, which I know comes out April 9th. So we're all, because Alicia told me that earlier, April 9th is what she told me. Hopefully that's still, knock on wood, hopefully that's still the case. So your journey, and then to where we are, you're part of the ACL, and now you're doing this whole stuff, whole thing with them in relation to the app, etc.
Yeah, definitely. It's the craziest. The whole thing just doesn't make sense to me. I would have never thought that this is what everything would have ended up being, and it's something that I truly love and never really knew, but it's like I get excited everything that we do. So first off in the journey, I love fundraising. We do a ton of fundraisers in our community. It's one of the biggest things that my husband and I have always been a part of.
And you bring cornhole into that.
10 years ago. Now, mind you, this is way before the existence of anything that I did. We were just joking. It came up on our news feed. Mind you, I went on Facebook Marketplace, got these horrible boards. They had little rib lines on them. No one had any business. And I told my husband, okay, these are going to be prizes for this tournament. I go and I start sewing like little bags. I fill them with corn because I think that's what you got to do.
What?
And it was for the Autism Society of Southern Arizona. And I was like, okay.
You filled bags with corn?
It was over 10 years ago. And I'm sitting here like, I'm on Pinterest. Cornhole, what to do. It's a tournament. I'm running it and I'm just trying to figure it out. And it was just the most craziest thing, but I'll never forget. And it was for a good cause. The Autism Society of Southern Arizona and Greater Phoenix are very near and dear to our hearts. And it was the first experience almost as a director, so organizing a tournament and doing it from beginning to end. We did the walk, we were able to present them with money, which helped kiddos get their behavioral therapy, so it was just an incredible thing. Never touched cornhole, never attended an event for years after that.
I didn't even know anything about it.
No idea. We had a couple of boards. We actually had Kevin and Richard who would go and play tournaments, and they're actually the reason, because of the ACL putting armed forces on television, that was kind of our first knowledge base of it, because they were on TV for that. And we were like, yep, let's go Arizona, cool. And I was like, that's interesting. Okay, I don't fully understand it, but cool, that sounds really important. And so
the education of Athena.
It's crazy. And so, and I was doing other things. Before the ACL, I was a registered behavioral therapist, did that for 6 years. And
hence the autism.
Yes. Yep. So did that for a huge chunk of, my career, especially. I was really young when I did that, so it was a huge part of my career. And, my husband then started attending multiple fundraisers a little after 2020. And then I would go every now and again, I would sit in the farthest corner of the building. And I would say, because I'm actually an introvert at heart. So as much as people don't realize, yes, people think they're like, you liar. I'm like, no, I actually I would get major anxiety in big crowds. And cornhole was the one thing that broke me out of my shell, and who knew? And so here I am trying to figure out what in the world I'm doing. And so I'd get closer and closer. I would start talking to a couple of people. We met some of our best friends through cornhole. My husband's family started playing. And then all of a sudden, Mikey Felix, he was like, just run tournaments, like you can do it. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. That sounds like too much. No, thank you.
A lot of work.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
And then one day during COVID, the owner of Triple Play, Joe Riemann, Triple Play's my home. That is my number one forever and ever. And we're there, and everyone is sick but the owner, and you have over 60 cornhole players outside ready to start a tournament.
With masks?
He's by himself. Well, with masks and some without, because outdoors technically you didn't have to.
Right.
So it was a technicality, but some yes, some no. He's like, I'm running the kitchen, I have to run the food, I have to take the orders. He is one man over 60 people. There is probably close to 80 to 100 in that building. And he's all, I don't know what to do, what's going on? And I was like, I'll figure it out, I'll help you. So I go in there, I'm like, all right, this seems simple enough. So you guys go here. No, it was paper.
Oh my God, you did the old paper toothpaste tube?
I don't even remember. It was so long ago, and I think I've like blocked it out of my memory at this point, because I'm like, there's no way, how is that possible? And so we're like figuring it out. I'm like, okay, calling everyone on. He comes in. I mean, we'd already gone, I think it was like a couple rounds. We still did round robins somehow, and I don't even know how he did it. So
he brackets and round robins?
I don't even remember. I just know that we did something, and then we kind of had a bracket, and it was like a bunch of people, but it worked, and they said it was right.
There was a winner.
There was a winner.
Okay.
Ultimately, there was a winner. He comes out after maybe 2 hours. He's like, okay, everything was fine. I'm like, yeah, brackets are running. We're fine. We're good. They got there. I'm like, hey, get to your court. What are you doing? And that was like the beginning of the end. Then I started helping with a couple of fundraisers, and then the players said, Athena, we need ACL. And I was like, what is that? Pray tell, what does that mean? And I was like, I don't know what that is.
ACL?
Yeah, and they were like, we want local points, we want all these things. And I was like, well, you know, what does that fully entail? I don't really understand. And they were like, please, because they didn't want to drive super far. We live in a small town, 20 to 30 minutes away. I think the next biggest cornhole tournament was almost about an hour away. So it was too far. And so my husband was like, I really like playing. Everyone said, we need someone to run it. And I was like, okay, go into my email. I'm like, let's see, I go to ACL, find directors, okay. I see Todd Kosicki on there, and state director, national, and I was like, he sounds like the right person I should email. I was like, hey, so my players want local points, how do I do that? Like literally this one liner to Todd Kosicki.
Todd probably looked at that and went, who is this?
Oh, he was probably like outrageous, but he sends me like, this whole thing and like everything, like from beginning to end. And I said, okay, cool. I think I got it, thanks. That day became a local director at my first tournament that evening. Watched a couple videos on how to run a swap, because I was like, I think a swap is what I need to do. It looks the easiest. Ran that, and it ended up working out, and we started growing. We ran tons of tournaments. We were running them almost 3 to 5 nights a week.
Wow.
All ACL every single day.
Wow.
No one else was really running a lot of stuff at the time. And then it just grew from there. Todd, makes a phone call to Triple Play and is like, what's going on? Who's this person? What's happening? And we ended up, really getting a chance to talk. I went up to one of his regionals, was able to meet him in person, and I'm there like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna meet Todd. This is crazy. He's like the big head honcho of the state. It's very intimidating and it's scary.
None of that, he's a big guy.
Yeah.
And he's like twice your size.
It was the craziest thing, but what was so perfect is Todd has such a love for the ACL, and he has such understanding and education. So I tell everyone, as crazy as it is with everything that I learned, I would not have been able to do it without his leadership or his mentorship. He made sure, like, hey, this is how you do this, like this is how you fix that. And I would say, I think I might have messed up. And he's like, don't worry, that's how you learn. And I just remember feeling at ease, and that's one of the biggest things that, Michael Gonzalez and myself, we tell everyone, even directors at this Open, you will make a mistake this weekend. It is going to happen, and it's okay. And that's one of the biggest things for all new directors. I mean, even anyone, you're running a tournament, you're even a player playing a game, you're going to make a mistake.
All the time.
All day, every day, we all do, and
all
it's okay. And you learn from it, but it's been the best transition, going from what I was like, I think I know about cornhole, to actually knowing every facet of cornhole and it being a huge part of our lives. And it's the best people I've ever met. And I would have never met anyone had it not been for cornhole. I would have probably still been in my house in the farthest corner of the building.
Yeah, did you ever think about that? That's a good question. What would you be doing if you weren't doing this? You know?
I'd be reading at least 10 books a week and playing bunco every Thursday night with my girls. That's so probably what I'd be doing.
And the ACL would not be what it is today without you.
Oh man, I think I'm such a small part of it. Like I'm so.
But the key word, you know what the key? Part of it.
Part, yes.
That's the key.
Yes.
Small. It takes 100 small parts to put a puzzle together.
Yeah.
And that makes one entity. You're one of those pieces of that puzzle.
It's so crazy to think, and I'm so grateful. You know, Stacey Moore has always done such a good job at believing in his team to the point that he's like, okay, he trusts, like Todd was like, Michael's amazing, Athena's amazing, Josh Keck, like all of these people came in because Stacey Moore believes in everyone who is around him.
That's amazing.
He trusts everyone. It is. And the teams, everything here, you know, even minor league teams, I was like, what do you think about this idea? Okay, if it works, it works. And if not, well then, oh well, we'll try something else. And he's the easiest person to, you know, trial and error. And I think that just goes to show you, because everyone, you know, you have Alicia, you know, Victoria, Jenna, Jack, our whole team are the best people on the planet. And I've had an opportunity to meet so many and even to work with so many people.
You just kind of fell into this.
I did.
It wasn't something that you went, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, it came out, but it's interesting because I'm also a big believer in like destiny in a weird way. And I think whatever it was that led me to where it is that I am now, I completely love what I'm doing, like I truly do. And not many people actually get to say that. And it's
not many.
It's great, yeah. I mean, it is. It's a huge blessing. I'm so grateful for it, and it's flexible. You know, I get to work from home, I get to travel, but I also get to work around some of the greatest minds. I mean, you know, these tournaments are amazing. They're long days, but man, when we get home, we're still going on from 7 a.m. to 9, 10 o'clock at night every day then too, and it's exciting though, like you said right at the beginning, it's for the love of the people, the love of the game, and I just think we're just scratching the surface, you know, we're still babies.
Speaking of that, real quickly, the app coming out in April, for me as a director, I'm excited because to quote Alicia this morning, she said it's going to be a lot more user-friendly than the current version.
Yep.
So that was music to my ears because that's always an issue is user-friendliness of anything. I don't care what app, you know that. We live in an app world.
Yep.
So I want to be able to run tournaments and have it a little more understanding, you know. So tell us just really quickly about that, and then, you know, we can call it a day because, you know, I got your whole life here. It's awesome.
That's perfect. You really did.
I did.
This has been a phenomenal interview. I love it. No, the app has been incredible, and it's always something that's been the goal of what it is that we want to do. You know, everything that we have is so grand, and I don't think people realize the amount of data that we hold. And it's not just like, we don't just keep it and then throw it away for a little bit. It's literally longevity of data. So it is a monumental amount that really needs special attention when you're uploading it into these things. The process is not short. Like there's a ton of different bits and pieces, and even again the opportunity to be able to see the app in its black and white wireframe. We want this arrow to do this, arrow to do that, and just being able to be a part of that. So excited and
for me it's exciting because hopefully I'll have someone, my Todd Kosicki, sitting across from me here that'll walk me. I'll come to Arizona and go, okay, Athena, tell me how to do this bad boy right here.
You know, it's pretty darn self-explanatory, and I think you say that, but I can tell you that just looking at it, it's very much like an app. You know, you've got your steps and you kind of move on.
You can't go to one without doing the other.
Yes.
So you can't go too far and screw up like I do in a lot of apps.
Yeah, no, and it happens. And, you know, similar to even what our current system does, there is a point where it's like, you can't go.
You know, I know.
And then people get stuck.
Right.
But it's a little bit more like condensed, I guess. In our main one, it's mostly, laptop friendly. And, now you can run a tournament on your phone, because I forgot my charger before, and I've done it on my phone before, and it was not my favorite thing. We've listened to the public. Alicia did an amazing job. She actually did a press release months ago and said, give us feedback. What do you want? What do you need? What's happening?
I remember this.
Let me tell you that about that week, once we got all the data over a couple of weeks of just receiving that information, line by line by line, every comment, every feature, every request, putting that together. Okay, what's most important? What is the most amount that the public wants? Because we're not just building the app for the American Cornhole League, we are building the app for the entire world. Not just here, we're building it for the players, for directors, for future grassroots players, for the casual player who just wants to hang out.
All that stuff.
100%, yep, internationally. It's
minor
a global, minor league, everything.
Yeah.
It's global, and cornhole is a global sport. And we have a team, it is the best team. It is not a big team, it is a small team. And being able to take on something like this is incredible. I mean, Alicia's drive in just keeping all of us organized and saying, hey, I need feedback from marketing for the app. I need feedback from cornhole operations for the app, getting everything from everyone, and even listening to licensees.
Effort.
Huge, it's huge. And it takes time to get bits and pieces from everyone and to figure out what is, number one priority to, what works versus what looks pretty, or is pretty better than this or that.
So this is totally homegrown.
100% homegrown, and it has a little bit of everyone in it, which I love. And I think as a player, the first time you download that app, you're going to look at it, and especially if you provided feedback, you will see a little bit of yourself in the app.
Interesting. Yeah, I look forward to it when it happens in next month. That'll be awesome.
It's amazing. I'm so proud of it. Our team's proud of it, and everyone's kicked butt.
Well, we're all proud of you.
Oh,
how's
thank
that?
you. I love that.
Athena,
thank you so much.
Really
I
appreciate you sitting for us for a little more than a few minutes. So thank you for your time. I know you're really busy. Really appreciate it.
Of course, thank you.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh man.
For the whole weekend.
You're going to see a crazy version of me tomorrow. I'm telling you, I am obsessed with teams. You've never seen Athena in team mode. You're going to see it tomorrow.
Team Athena.
Oh my gosh, it's wild. Everyone's going to be like, who is this person? It's like watching my favorite football team. I'm just going to be screaming, but for everybody. So it's crazy.
Great. Scream louder for the burn.
I mean, I must.
You must. Yes. All right. Thank you again.
Excellent. Thank you so much again.
All right.